Hi, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am not in the Joe Blog studio. It's actually a really beautiful day here in London, so I decided to come out for a stroll. And I wanted to share some good news with you because quite often I get messages from people saying, "Oh, haven't you got any good news to tell us, Joe Blogs? Why is it always bad news?" Well, today I do have some good news. My raffle that you may have been hearing about, the competition where you could win my property or a cash alternative prize, has now concluded. It's over. You won't hear me telling you about it anymore. And the great news is that somebody has won it. And it's a guy called Scott from Florida who was delighted. He's taken the cash prize. And he said that it's come at a very handy time for him. He's a single dad. He's got two kids, 10 and 12. So, yeah, he was very happy. It's really made his day. And he's posted a very nice message saying, "Thank you, Joe Blogs. This has really helped us out." And that's really made me happy. I'm really pleased because the whole point of doing that competition was a few different reasons for it. Firstly, I thought it'd be an interesting experiment to see how it would go down with you guys, and overall it did really well. You know, lots and lots of people got involved, sold thousands of tickets, so thank you very much to everybody that supported me and got involved and bought a ticket. Really delighted, thank you very much. Also pleased that somebody's won who needs it, you know, who's feeling that it's going to change their life, that's going to help things. And also for me, it's been really helpful because it's given me a different perspective in terms of, you know, just the channel, social media content, all of that type of thing. Because as you know, when I first started out, it was really just all about geopolitics and talking about what's happening in Russia and China and lots of other different countries. Whereas, you know, over the past 6 months or so, I've really tried to expand the content and do some different things, some experimenting. I've done lots of food videos. You've probably seen some of those. I've done these walk and talk videos, lots of other things. And the point I'm really trying to get across to you is that you don't have to just carry on doing the same old, same old. Why don't you experiment a bit and just try something different and something new? There will always be people who will tell you, "Oh, that'll never work. Oh, no, don't do that. There's already hundreds and millions and thousands of other people doing that. What a waste of time. You know, just stick to what you're doing." But life's a bit too short to take that approach. You really need to try a few things, and not everything's going to come off. You know, not everything will work out perfectly. And to be honest, the way that life goes, most things probably won't work out. But unless you have a go at them, you never know, do you? You never really know whether or not your calling could lie somewhere else, doing something else. Because I didn't start my career making videos like this. In fact, when I was younger, you couldn't really make videos like this. You had to have a camcorder, you had to get somebody else to hold the camcorder. That was in the days before anybody had mobile phones, which seems ludicrous now. But, you know, the thought of being able to carry around something where you can make a video of yourself, that was like a space-age technology back in the 80s. So, yeah, you know, this isn't how I started my career. I was in finance for 20 years. And then I was property developer for 10 years or so. So I've done lots of different things. And the reason why I wanted to do different things was that I didn't just want to have one job, one career, one thing for the whole of my life, get to the end of it and think, "Oh, was that it? You know, was that all I did?" I wanted to try and experiment and do some stuff. So I'm taking that same approach and applying it to YouTube because, you know, I've done okay with the geopolitical stuff. You know, that it's going quite well. I was going really well with Russia. So 2022, amazingly successful year for the channel. Smashed out of the park, was, you know, getting hundreds of thousands of views every video on all the Russian videos. And I just thought, I just don't want to be pigeonholed as the guy who talks about Russia all the time. Because even though I continue to make videos on Russia, there's got to be more to life than just this. So that was why I started expanding, and you know, the views have gone down and things have changed, but actually I'm quite pleased with the way things have gone because I feel like I'm in control of the direction of it. And I think that's one of the issues that I like to pass on to people, is that you are in control of your own life. I know it doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes you feel that you have to do things for either because it's work or family or other commitments that you've made. And, you know, if you think, "Oh, if only I didn't have all of these commitments, I'd be able to do more things and enjoy myself more and do things for me. Well, you need to do things for you at some point, because at some point in the future, you know, we won't have the choice. I mentioned it before, but you know, if you're in your, say in your 60s, you've probably got maybe 18 or 20 years to live on average, let's say, which is around about 1,000 weekends, which, when you put it in that context, 1,000 weekends, well, that's not that many, is it? So maybe this weekend, why don't you do something different to your usual structure? Have something different for breakfast. Get up at a different time. Go do something you haven't done for years. You know, something, maybe go for a walk to the local lake, or, you know, take a trip to a restaurant or a cafe or something that you haven't been to for a while, or have something different to drink for breakfast. Maybe have a mocha, or you know, a cafe latte, or, you know, I don't know, follow my example and have some fancy teas. Just experiment a bit. Maybe have a look in your cupboard. All those things in the back of the cupboard that have been there for years, why don't you get them out and have a look at what they are and use them? So I've got millions of packets of, you know, things like hot chocolate and all sorts of herbal teas that I've been holding on to for ages. Get them out, have a go, make them. If you don't like them, chuck them out. If you do like them, then have some more of them. But what I'm trying to say really is, you need to do something that is going to kickstart changes and make things more fun, more enjoyable, and basically just mix things up a little bit so that it's all, you know, a bit different to what you're normally doing. So I want to make this video to share the good news with you that, firstly, the competition's over. You're not going to hear me going on about that competition anymore. I know a lot of people were getting a little bit bored of it, including me. And it went on for quite a long time, but it's concluded now, it's done. It was a cash alternative prize, so I still own the property, so I'm going to have a think about what I'm going to do with that property. Maybe I'll run another competition. Who knows what I'll do, but I'll keep you posted on it. But I wanted to make this video just to share with you the good news that somebody's won. Somebody's had a life-changing time over the last 24 hours. They've got that cash, which is great news. I'm really delighted. Thank you again to everybody that got involved and supported it. Really do appreciate your support on that. And just to remind you that life is finite. We only have a limited amount of time on this planet. It might seem like it's never ending at certain points, but certainly as you get older, you don't have that feeling as much that life will go on forever. You know that there's a limit to it. And you know, you're constantly seeing reminders of famous people, friends and family, you know, getting unwell or dying or whatever it might be. And you have to take a positive view of that. You have to look at it in the right way. Don't be down and negative and disappointed when things go wrong, because that's the way life is. It does happen to all of us. You've got to look at the upside, the fact that if you've got time left and you still can do things, then do them to the best of your ability and try to do stuff that's going to really make your life a bit better and make you enjoy your time more. So that can be anything that you like, but have a think about it. Do something different now. You know, straight after watching this video, go do something that you haven't done for a while. Treat yourself to, you know, a drink or a snack or a walk, or phone somebody up that you haven't spoken to for a long time, because I think it's too easy these days to send text and WhatsApp and emails, and it's all a bit impersonal, isn't it? It's quite nice to actually speak to somebody, or even better, to go and see somebody. You know, to actually pop in, have a chat with somebody, one of your neighbours, somebody down the shop, one of your friends, one of your family, doesn't really matter. Something like that, because otherwise the days just drift past, and before you know it, those 1,000 weekends will be running out rapidly. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. You found it a little bit uplifting, a little bit of fun, a little bit positive. I've tried to make something just positive today. No negativity, no talking about anything that's going on in the world. That can be for another day and another video. For today's video, the message is this. Do something nice today, do something to treat yourself, do something for you, because if you don't, then, you know, why would you do it tomorrow? Do it today while you're still thinking about this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you again on the next video.